All right.
But yeah. Oh, yo, I saw you reacted to that UPS shooting shit, bro. That shit was
Joe,
crazy,
that
huh?
was crazy, right?
Bruh. Yo, so when I saw that shit, I was like, yeah, this is a dope house, bro. This is a dope house. Because the way those dudes dressed up and went in there, guns blazing, asking for the money, sticking people at gunpoint and shit like that, bro, it was 100% a drug case. And it got confirmed because when I watched the video back, they had the reason why they were able to identify them is they had a pole camera up. And for your artist that doesn't know what a pole camera is a camera that like, criminal investigators or detectives or whatever, they put on a post and you could put it on a house and, since you're not searching the house or anything like that and you're in a public area, basically it's like you being out there and doing surveillance. It's a good way to get footage and record stuff.
The pole camera was on what house though? Was it on that house? Or
yes,
across the street?
Yes, they had a pole camera on that house.
Really?
Yes, bro. Yeah. So
I thought that was a Ring camera.
Nah. So this is what happened. They had a pole camera and they had Ring cameras in the house. Unbeknownst to the UPS robbers and the people in the house, the DEA and the state and locals had a drug case on the dude that got shot, the father.
Hey,
right?
I knew there was something up. So in that story, or like when you're watching the video, they say the guy's government. They said Mario Alberto, and that's when I knew. I'm like, oh, they're there for him. They're not just saying we think money is here. They know that guy is probably, maybe he's flashy around town or whatever, but they know he got that money.
You know what I think, bro? So just me putting on, because I've done so many different drug cases. So the feds and the state were looking at the house, obviously. They had a pole camera up. And that's how they were able to identify him, because these dumb UPS dudes parked the car down the street thinking that they were going to be safe and out of view of the Ring camera. But what they don't know is that they had been investigating that dude that owned that house for drug trafficking. That's how they were able to identify the license plate, and identifying the license plate with the pole camera that they didn't know was there is how they were able to track who was the owner of that car, because they thought it was only going to be Ring cameras. Now, the other thing I want to say is the way these dudes broke in, this is what's called a rip crew. So a rip crew, right, or a stick-up squad, whatever you want to call it, guys like this, they're notorious for robbing drug traffickers, right? Because maybe they don't have a source of supply, maybe they don't got money like that, whatever. But the fact that they did this ploy and they robbed this particular house in this area that you could tell is of like lower socioeconomic status, the dad was definitely involved in some drug trafficking. And I would argue, I wouldn't be surprised if his wife wasn't involved either, because if you notice, they were super aggressive to the wife. That tells me that more than likely, she was the money courier for the organization and he was doing logistics and everything else like that. And this is another thing I'll say when it comes to drug trafficking. I'm just going to say it. Blacks typically don't hold higher positions in sophisticated drug trafficking organizations. I'm going to explain why. The reason why blacks typically don't hold high positions in drug trafficking organizations in the United, like overall, I mean, right, is because the source of supply always is going to have what's called a Mike Connect or a Mexican connection, right? Ooh, once those drugs get into the United States, they go to someone called like a regional supplier. 9 out of 10 times that regional supplier is going to be someone that's a Hispanic. If you're in New York, it's going to be a Puerto Rican or a Dominican. If you're in Texas or in the Midwest somewhere, it's going to be a Mexican. If you're in California, same thing, right? Okay. You're Miami, maybe a Cuban.
Let me jump in here and ask this question.
Yeah.
So if maybe, okay, and by the way, I see people here in the chat. I wish I'd called Myron during the video. And I know some of y'all, they always have a mixed view of you because, some of the politics stuff. This is Myron's lane. Like, this is 100%. When I do any criminal breakdown, I would love to have Myron on at any time because he's going to give me valuable advice, right? And really just insight too. So, okay, let me ask you this question. If they think that, if that's what's going on, I believe it because you're saying it, would they leave, they look like they live the modest means though. Like, wouldn't they live a little bit, or is it meant to be modest because anything else sticks out?
Yeah, so it's a combination of both, right? So it could be that, they don't make that much money, or they're just trying to stay low key, right? That could be a reason too. And the way that these robbers broke into the house,
on some Ozark shit.
Yes.
You ever seen that?
Yes. Yeah, I did see Ozark. Yeah. And this goes back to what I was going to tell you. So like the fact that the gunman went in there and knew exactly where to go, and if you notice, they put the gun to the son's back, right? Yeah. And they bring him inside. The other two neutralize the father, and then instead of talking to the son, what does he do? He takes him to the back of the house with his gun to his back and takes him right to his mom. That was a big red flag for me, because the fact that they knew the mom was there and they made sure to make him find the mom is probably the money courier that knows where the money is. So, and women are typically money
they
couriers.
kept asking the mom, give us the
bro,
money.
yes.
And she said, that's all I have, I promise.
Women, 9 out of 10 times, bro, are the money couriers for drug trafficking organizations.
Really?
Right? So, so they knew that she would know where the money was, because if you notice, they went right to her. So when I saw this, I was like, yeah, this is definitely a rip crew, because no criminal, is going to be dumb enough to go hit a house with UPS uniforms and do this whole elaborate thing if they weren't sure that there was going to be money there. And then the other thing too is, like I said before, blacks typically don't hold high-level positions in sophisticated drug trafficking organizations. Typically, when the drugs come in the United States, it goes to a regional supplier. That regional supplier is typically Hispanic. That regional supplier then gives it to someone that's black or white or whatever it may be, where they'll distribute it. Now, are there some rare situations where a black person will be the regional distributor? Of course. Look at Big Meech. Look at a lot of these big gang members, right? High-ranking gang members. But it's not common because they don't have the plug. So a lot of the times when you see these rip crews, they tend to be black because they don't have the access to these drug trafficking organizations to sell at quantities that are super profitable, if that makes sense.
And by the
Most
way,
of the time. Not every time, but a lot of the times.
And by the way, watching the video again, do you think these guys were casing out the spot? And the reason why I asked this is that
100%, bro. 100%.
So after they're knocking on the door, right? Before the door gets answered, right? He turns to the other guy, and he actually almost is playing the role where he's like an actual delivery guy, like, oh no, they're not home. Like they're communicating like they're actually, because he sees the camera too. So yep. I'm saying maybe they tried before, because they're still trying to play character. It's not like they're like, oh man, grow on the back. Like they're still keeping character. They're saying, oh, they're not home, let's go. Meaning they could possibly pull back up again and do the same thing. Like, chat, this is what I'm talking about. Look, right here. Look, he's waiting. He's about to walk off. So they're not here. Right? And that's when the guy opens the door. But I kind of realized, I'm like, these guys must have been casing the spot off, because if they're there to get something, they don't just leave. They might be like, yo, check the back door. Like, yo, you guys are already armed. You guys are ready to go. You're getting in the house, especially if you think what you need is in the house. Right?
Yeah,
Looked like they were just about to leave.
Yeah, no, bro, they 100%, because you could tell this was planned. Like, they moved the car off to the side thinking that they weren't going to get caught and shit like that. So they cased the place. They knew this guy was drug trafficking. They knew they were probably going to have some type of money. Women typically are drug trafficking careers and organizations. So they absolutely knew that they were going to have some money, and ended up being like really bad. But yeah, bro, they cased the place 1,000%.
I was a little bit surprised that the son actually brought the guys to the mom's room. But there's a point where she hears, she's on the bed, and then she hears like they speak in Spanish, and I think. See,
did you just see that? It said she's right there. Did you see that little when it was subtitling it?
Yeah.
She's right here.
Yeah.
Dudes already knew, bro. She had the cash.
Yeah. Do you think the son knew that his mom might be into some shit?
Probably, bro. Yeah. Like what I'm assuming is, I know the dad was being investigated for drug trafficking, so the mom obviously is going to be involved in it too. So the son probably had some type of knowledge that they were involved in this stuff.
Okay.
And the sad part is, like, this happens a lot, bro. Like, rip crews coming in and robbing drug dealers, because to these dudes, they're looking at it like it's a lick. Like, these dudes aren't going to go to the police and snitch on us because this is drug money anyway.
But by the way, I never noticed in the video, and chat, my chat was so pussy when I was watching this shit. They were like, oh my God, this is so sad, why are you showing this? I'm like, I listen to gangster music all day, and then this is the thing that you're like, oh my God. Again, obviously we don't condone, just especially home invasions, shit. Somebody tried to break in my house. But, we were watching it not to glorify that people got killed. But
bro, this shit happens. This shit used to happen. When I was in down Laredo, Texas, this shit used to happen all the time. The reason why this is so viral is because they had ring cams everywhere.
Yeah, this shit was played out like idiots. Really like a movie. Now, here's the thing. You know what I didn't realize? So, the guy who's the front guy who grabs his son, you got to look in the back, chat. The father is fighting initially.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that. He's fighting. And I'm guessing that guy who he was fighting with? Because he kept fighting the entire time. He lost his patience, and he must have reached for the gun and shot him. You know?
That's what happened.
Look, chat, look in the back. Look in the back. Look, you'll see. Remember, they pistol whip him. He's still trying to. So there's 2 guys on him, and then the son is cooperative, right? But there's 2 guys. He's moving all around, and I think here I might have to put the audio on for a second. Chat. This is where this audio. I got to put the audio on, but
they're fighting right there. Yep, you can see it.
And chat, tell me if I hear what I hear. I can't tell who's communicating. I think he says to his mom, "There's 2 guys with 2 guns or something like that." Listen.
Yeah, because she said pistola. That is what he said.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah.
Una pistola, viejo.
Right here. See?
Boom.
Right there. Bingo.
Yep.
Una pistola, viejo. Tienen una pistola, amigo. 2 morenos.
Now,
Yeah.
I don't.
He said 2 blacks with a gun, basically.
Okay. Now, here's the thing. The guys who are doing this, they're black, right? So maybe they don't even understand Spanish. So he was trying to subvertly, like on the low, communicate with his mom.
Yeah, because they wanted him to take her there. That's what makes me think this woman was like one of the. She was definitely involved in some degree with this drug trafficking organization because they went right to her, bro.
Yeah. So he's trying to be cooperative. He basically he's bringing them there, ironically, but he tries to say in code to her. She hops up off the bed, tries to close the door, but then they're at the door already.
Yep. He said like 2 black men with guns, and that's when she repeated it. Oh, pistola.
And
that's basically
and we can't really see the rest, but I think they might have pistol whip him because she locks the door, and they probably realize, oh, he's communicating Spanish, and he says something to her. He says, "Mom," and that's when she opens it because she locked the door.
Yeah.
And then she opens it when she hears him say, "Mom."
Yep.
Please, don't do anything, please.
Yeah. So it's kind of ironic. He gives her the warning, but I'm guessing he's probably, and I see so many, and I want to ask you this question, maybe not necessarily on the law enforcement side, but really on a morality side. And, obviously we hope no one is ever in this type of position. Some people say the son should have never allowed them into the house. He should never open the door.
Yeah, he's wet behind the ears, bro. That was a very low IQ move. But
so some people look at it.
UPS truck.
Some people say, well, you have young kids in the house. You don't let them in the house. You have to commit to, if they're gonna kill you, they're gonna kill you outside. You don't bring them in the house. Is that, you think, the actions of most normal people, or do you think most normal people say, well, this is just a robbery, we'll just let him in? And I keep saying, a murder and a robbery and a murder are cousins. Because as soon as you do the robbery, once you have a gun, you have to be down to do a murder in case the robbery isn't going good at a certain point.
Of course. Yeah, you have to be willing to do it, which is the big thing. And I agree with that they're the cousins. I think in this situation, the dude might have gotten over. I don't think they went in there with the intent to kill them. But I do think that like the other dude resisted too much and might have been winning the fight, so he had to shoot him and kill him. And then once that first domino fell, the rest had to fall because now they can't leave witnesses. So, it's just an unfortunate situation. But this happens a lot in America, bro. Rip crews like this, it's just that it doesn't get reported because how often is it where you're gonna have a high level drug trafficker having Ring cameras in their house as people rob them with UPS shit?
Okay, let's go and make believe land a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, obviously prevention.
Oh, that was what I was gonna say. Bringing them in only works if you know where your guns are at. Because if you have your house strategically set up in a way, you might bring them in and be able to access your gun in a way before they realize and shoot.
Hey, that's so. Obviously, this turns to be, at least in my family's house. We talked about this after Christmas dinner, and some of my family are anti-gun. Me, obviously, I'm pro 2A. Like, I got 50 guns in the crib. That's just what it is. You know what I mean? And here was what I was saying, even though we're all going to admit, and maybe with the exception of you, because I know you probably have some marksman's training and a lot of weapon training because you were law enforcement. The majority of people that have guns, even the homeowners, like, even if you have a license, We're not John Wick. So it's not like, yo, pow, 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 I shot all three, I ducked, none of that. However, I did say if the son was proficient with weapons and knew about weapons, after the son gets brought in, and they get the mom, they put the son on the ground and put his shirt over his head, and he just stays there. He never moves. He just stays there. And if he knew where a gun was or maybe proficient with a weapon, it was a time where you could realize this is about to go bad. I would think that he would kind of get up and try to go get that gun. I do think they had a gun in the house,
bro.
I think they had a gun, but I think the father knew where it was. That's why I think he kept fighting, and they never let him free. They let the son, and I'll show you guys where they let the son. They put the son on the ground, right? They put the son on the ground right here.
Yep.
And they put his shirt over his head, and he's obviously scared, as you can imagine. Many people are, but they put him on the ground, and he never look. He's just laying there, and they're carrying the mom around. They're looking for shit. And they have the father by the door or something like that, and he doesn't even like take the shirt off his head to kind of see what's going on. He's just kind of like, I'm gonna just trust the process, and hopefully you guys just leave, right?
Yeah. Now the other thing I'll say is that
wait, hold on. There was a question with that for you. So,
yeah, go ahead.
do you believe that if there was weapons in this situation from a law enforcement perspective, do you feel that it would have been the appropriate time to grab a weapon and defend yourself before they start firing the shots? Or do you think that makes the situation worse because now they're gonna have to kill your mom or your dad? So if you're the son right here, you're on the ground.
Yeah.
Do you say, and yes, you can use your law enforcement, training and all that, but do you say, I'm gonna grab a gun and probably change the scenario up? Or do you say, me grabbing this gun that I know is in the room under the pillow, this now makes someone is getting shot, and it's impossible that I could stop either my mom or my dad from getting shot or possibly killed?
Okay, so I just turned my camera on. I might give your audience a little bit of sauce here on what could happen if something happens here, because they taught me this in the academy. Is my camera coming up on your side or no?
No, it's not popping up.
All right, let me just explain it real quick, and then I'll try to configure this thing. So, and I'll tell you this. So, if I were in his shoes, right, I wouldn't even get to that position where I'm on the floor, and I'll tell you why. The fact that he had his gun to his back and you were so close to him, it tells me that the dude isn't smart, because you don't want to have your gun right up on somebody. Too many things can happen. The gun can go out of battery, which means like the slide gets pushed back, won't fire. They can disarm you, etc. Someone that's experienced, being close to them with a gun is actually very dangerous because they can disarm you very quickly. The way that you do that is you grab the top of the gun and you violently twist away from the palm, right? And use your trunk and rotate it, and it's going to rip it out that person's hand, right? And what I'll do is, let me see if I can turn the camera on and show you what I'm talking about here, because they teach you this at the academy.
But still, remember, there's three people. And again,
of course.
I agree with you.
Remember, they're preoccupied in the front. Obviously, you only have a split second to do this. I'm just saying. I'm not saying like it's optimal, but you do have a split second to do this because they're preoccupied with the dad in the front.
Okay.
So once he goes into the back there and he's addressing his mom, and he's getting distracted by the mom, that's where he could have grabbed the gun from the gunman. It would have been a 2-on-1 back there. Obviously, we're talking 20/20 hindsight, but if he was trained, it would have been a fairly a fairly effective and easy maneuver to pull off, because the fact that these dudes had their gun right up on his back like that tells me they're not experienced.
So
let me see if I can turn my camera on, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's way easier if I describe it.
Okay, so
keep going.
So let's kind of go through this, and you tell me at each position what you would do. Okay, well, I think we all, I ain't gonna lie to you, everybody I talk to is like, yo, listen, man, I'm telling them package niggas, leave it. Be like, yo, you need a signature, nigga, sign it yourself. Like, yo, leave that shit. Get the fuck out of here. Everybody's talking to their package man through the Ring camera now, like, yeah. Oh, you need a signature? Sign it yourself. Sign it. No, you can sign it. Just leave it. Leave it right there. Just leave. Get out of here. Which, I get it. All right. But let's say you're there, knock on the door. It's the package guy. And now the person says,
all right, I got my camera on. I don't know if you can see me.
let me see. Okay, yeah. All right, hold on. Let me see. All right, chat. We'll get in. We'll go into full display mode right here.
And is there a way that I can see, because I'm watching you on YouTube right now, is there a way that I can see your actual like live feed on Discord or no?
Oh yeah. I can just share the screen.
Yeah, if you could do that. Because I'm not live, I'm just on yours. So, but I got my...
I'll share... Let me see. Not the screen. I'll just share...
Because this might actually save somebody's life in your audience. So this is something that they taught us at the Academy.
Okay, so I'm sharing my screen, and then... How do I see you now? Oh. No, I can see you. All right, perfect. Here we go.
And then you said you wanted to play it play by play and just have me kind of say what when I would take that opportunity, right?
Yeah. All right, good. So
yeah.
Now we got.
And let me be clear, bro. This is obviously a tragedy. This dude's 20 years old, man. He probably doesn't have sophisticated firearms training, But for someone else that's watching this, God forbid this happens to you. This is an option that you have. I'm not saying oh, he messed up, he should have done this. But this is just an option that you guys have where if someone has a gun to your back, bro, you could use the situation to your advantage and flip things if you're trained. And hopefully, God forbid, I hope nobody ever has to use this technique I'm going to show y'all. But if they do, they get out the fight alive.
Okay. All right, so someone. Okay, so if we go back.
Can they see me?
Yeah, they can see you. They can see you.
Oh, they can see me? Okay, yeah. Cool.
So if we go back, it would be right here where they put they see him, right? And he's talking about the dog. Okay.
Yep.
Now, from a law enforcement perspective, and obviously there's people green, but obviously I know there's mad street niggas in my chat. They're like, yo, niggas would never catch me.
Of course.
They're like, yo, as soon as they ask me, yo, a big dog, I would have been new. That's how my chat is. But is that a red flag? Like, would you have kind of peeped it? Obviously, you're kind of like even in counter intel. Like, you probably see things that are kind of like,
Yeah, so the thing that threw me off the most was 2 UPS guys. You don't need 2 UPS guys to deliver. Like, that's like not a thing. And then the fact that the second individual has a face mask on, that's also a big red flag. Typically, what
about for colder climates though? For colder climates, and I have seen too, but it's like freight packages. Like, okay, they're delivering some huge thing. Like I have some stuff like 2,000 pounds delivered here. There was 2 guys. But yeah, I would say one guy also lagging to the back.
Yeah, that's weird. And then also the face mask is weird because, and the other thing too is like they want him to come to the door. Normally, a lot of the times, they'll just drop the package at the thing and leave.
True.
So,
and that looked like a small package. Come on now.
Yeah, it's not even anything serious, right? And they probably already know if they have anything that's serious that needs to be signed for or whatever. So the fact that there's 2, that's a red flag. And then the fact that the guy has a face mask, that's also a red flag. So at this point, assuming I'm this guy, I'm going to cooperate. You can see 2 individuals. It looks like one has his hand in his pocket. You don't know what they got. So at this point, you want to be cooperative.
So right where that is right now, if you had peep game, I would probably start backpedaling a bit. Right?
Yeah.
I want to create a little bit of space, but I'm not going to lie. That adorable dog did kind of, I think he was like, okay, we're all appreciating the dog. And that allows them to kind of like, oh, we're on you already, right?
Yeah. And he distracted him too, like, hey, it's not a big dog, is it? It's not a big dog, is it? So he was more focused on answering that question and making them comfortable, ironically enough, to kind of realize what was going on here.
Yeah.
So at this point, though, I would cooperate because there's 2 of them. It's only one of me, and I don't know what this guy has in his right hand with the mask on.
Okay. And then let me... Hopefully you can see it.
So bam, at this point, now he has something to him, right? And then you can see the other individual has his gun out in his right hand. You can see a silver thing right there on the bottom of your screen.
Yeah. They both pull out.
They're both strapped, exactly. So at this point, you're like, okay, they're both armed. I'm going to cooperate, right? And try to buy time.
Okay. Would you have said, I'm not opening the door?
This is where, so again, this is a split-second decision. And guys, I just want to be clear with the people in the chat. Like, we're Monday morning quarterbacking this. So obviously, 100%. This is a travesty. But going back and looking at it, maybe you can learn from this to save your life. So at this point, you have 2 options. You can run and potentially get shot, right? Because you're too close to them. They'll be able, any shot that they shoot at you is probably going to hit you because you're literally not going to make it more than a few feet. So their only real play here is to open the door and let them in and see what happens. Unfortunately.
Oh, actually, chat, I could do it like this. Great. You guys can watch it that way. All right. Could you guys see it? Hold on. Give me a second, chat. I'm just trying to make sure I could.
Yeah, take your time, bro. Yo, you guys better like the video and give Ak a donation or some shit, man. You guys are getting some sauce. I don't want none of the haters in the chat talking shit about Ak ever again now.
Here we go. All right. Wait.
Smash that like button for Ak, guys. On both channels, Academy and King Akademiks. We got what? Over 8,000 people watching live right now, pretty much. At fucking 7:30 in the morning.
All right, chat. You guys gonna have to watch it like picture in picture. I'll just make it a little bit bigger. Okay. Here we go. Sorry, y'all. All right. Okay.
Maybe if you remove yourself and they just hear your voice, maybe that'll work.
Yeah, no. It's because I'm streaming to you and I'm streaming to the stream. So it's like it's
Gotcha.
pausing one of them constantly. It should be.
Do you want me to try showing something on my screen? Will that make it easier for you?
Yeah. If you could share screen, it'll be better. So
Let me see if I could. Let me see if I could do that.
I'll put the link to the video in here.
Yeah, I got it here because I literally reacted to it earlier. Let me see if I can pull it up real fast. Okay, let me see here.
And then
UPS.
you could kind of like pause it and kind of like walk through it and stuff.
Which one do you want me to use? There's a bunch of them. You want me to use the
look at the one in our DMs. It's Midwest Crime. That's the
Midwest Crime?
Yeah.
All right, I got it right now. Okay, so let me go ahead and see if I can share my screen now. All right, y'all see that?
Perfect. Yeah.
Okay, so hopefully you guys can see my
We're watching.
Can you guys hear it? Oh, hold on, let me unmute this shit.
February 26th.
Yeah.
Can y'all hear it?
2024.
Perfect.
Yeah, I can hear it? Perfect. Okay, where do you want me to kick off where you dropped it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me go back. Okay, so he encounters the two. They put the gun to his back. Okay.
Hey, check it out. Come on, don't move.
And if you want me to pause or anything like that, just let me know.
Yeah.
Move your hands. Move your hands.
So at this point, boom, you see the silver gun come out right here. You see this dude arm right here. At this point, you really have no choices. You can't really run. If you run, they're going to shoot you. Any shot taken within this range is going to pretty much be 100% accurate. And there's two of them.
Okay.
The only real play here.
So
is to
moral
go in.
dilemma though. Moral dilemma. And I only say that because I've just heard so many people say you can't lead armed men into the house where your mom and younger siblings live. If you're trying to be educated, but also just think about real life here, do you try to either bat the gun? Obviously, it might not work. You're probably going to die. But do you walk them in, or do you fight in the moment, or just refuse and see what they're going to do?
Okay, so are you asking me or this kid?
I'm asking you. We know what he did.
At this point, I'm bringing him in.
Oh,
Because
you're bringing him into the house.
Yes,
Assuming you have a weapon, right?
What was that?
Assuming you have a weapon, or regardless if you have a weapon in there.
Regardless of whether I have a weapon, because just the fact that they're so close to me right now like this, I could tell. I would take a bet on myself that I'll be able to disarm one of them.
Okay. All right.
Because a lot of these dumb niggas are not really trained. Their gun, they don't maintain their gun well. It jams. You know what I mean? Like, these gangster niggas are retarded when it comes to firearm safety and how to use a firearm. So I would take a bet on myself, and I'm basically what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pretend I'm this kid. There's no guns in the house. I'm on my own. I know my family's in there, so I'll kind of go from there. But if it was like myself, I keep guns all over my place. So I'd bring them in knowing that I would have a firearm somewhere. But in his situation, at this point, you really have no choice, because they could shoot you, kill you, and go inside anyway. So I might as well bring them in and look for an opportunity and see what we could do, right? Because you don't know if they actually intend to kill you now at this point. You just know that they're trying to rob you more than likely. Because if they want to kill you, they would have shot you right here, right? So, yeah. So you want me to keep playing?
Yeah, keep going.
Okay. So he goes in.
And by the way, do you think that he probably should have started the Spanish communication at this point? Because he does it with going to the room, but, you know, if he was just like, oh, Bobby, blah, 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 like whatever, like they say, like, you know what I mean? Una, dos pistolas, you know what I mean? At least communicate, yo, we got the Goonies out here.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of Americans understand, pistola or moreno is like black and gun. So that would be a risky move, and you run the risk of them not even being able to hear you.
He does it with
so,
going.
So that's the other fear too here.
Okay. All right, just keep going.
So, all right, I'll keep going. So, boom, he waves the other guy in.
The home security camera captures the third suspect come up the driveway after
this
he's
at
waved in
1.2.
by the other men.
By the way, I heard the dude used to work at UPS.
I wouldn't be surprised. That's probably how they got the uniforms.
Yeah, the dude used to work at UPS.
Okay, so now there's an altercation here. Okay, so at this point, I can't see what's going on, but now I'm there with my pops.
Yeah.
Right? So I just took a completely unwinnable situation, pretty much, with two dudes having guns, to I'm there with my pops and these guys are in close quarters with me. I wish I could see what was going on here.
Yeah.
But this would be where you could potentially try to go for a disarm or a clean shot where you like get them off guard, right? So this is one opportunity. So I'll keep playing.
They pistol whipped the guy too.
Yep. But see how they're both. It looks like they both got their attention on him.
Mm-hmm.
This is where the 20-year-old could have taken, a step. Obviously risky, but 2-on-2 is better than 1-on-2.
Yeah, I think he was scared. I can't even. Blame
And it's close quarters. So that's another thing too. You have an advantage when you're close quarters with someone that has a firearm.
Okay, let me also ask this question.
Sure.
And I can't really tell the real layout of this house. In that area, what area is that, do you think?
That's the kitchen
That's
where
the
they're
kitchen,
walking
right?
in.
Okay, perfect. I was just about to say.
And then now they're heading towards what looks to be the living room.
Right, good.
And keep in mind, bro, like I know the house and they don't for the most part.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going
Right?
to say. Do you think at some point you start to think, I got that big butcher knife right there? Still, everything is risky. There's no safe things.
There's no safe.
But if they're kind of focused, you kind of got to look around. You know the lay of the land a little bit more than they do. I wondered that in a moment, but go ahead.
Yeah. So he's walking him in. So he's holding him, got the gun to the back of his neck.
The mere fact,
Right.
we can pause it. The mere fact that they ask instantly, and clearly, and his response is, "She's right there." It does feel targeted that they knew that they're, or do you think maybe they just came in and be like, "Is there somebody else here, or is there the mom?" It felt targeted, right?
It does come off that way to me because if you notice, he takes him straight to the room looking for her. So I think there was some semblance that that the mom was there, someone that would know where the money is there at least. Okay, so now they got him here. So here's where the second opportunity comes. So now I know that the other idiots don't have a line of sight to me and they're fighting with my dad, right?
Yeah.
So it's just me one-on-one with this guy at this point.
Una pistola, bicho.
So at this point, I would use my mom as a ruse. And it sounds horrible to say this, but now I'm starting to focus on, all right, I'm going to get her to come out. He's going to have to take a second at her, and that's where I'm going to make my move.
Yeah, this is probably the most vulnerable part for the robbers because that lead robber guy who he has the gun to the son, he's gonna get a lot of stimuli. So the mom is coming up, closing the door. When the door gets open,
Precisely.
There's two kids moving around. They're not the most still. There's the mom and there's him. And
Yep.
it's really 1v4 in terms of possible targets and people that he has to worry about. And I think for a split second, the son was free. Like he was just kind of just there.
He was.
And he could have probably like either just try to choke him out. But I'm not gonna lie. I think I don't want to blame someone who passed away. But he was deathly scared. And I think most of us would be though.
Yeah, and he's a 20-year-old kid, man, with like no tactical training. So again, rest in peace to this guy and this family. But this is maybe for another situation if God forbid anyone ever finds themselves in it. So now the mom and the two kids come. He doesn't know this is gonna come yet, and this is to his advantage, right? So she comes to the whatever.
Dos morenos. Mom, yeah.
Okay, at that point, I'm jumping. Right here, I'm jumping. Okay? At this point, I'm jumping.
Yeah, he has his back completely to him.
At this point, I'm jumping. Now, there's a couple different things. he can hit him in the back of the head, or what he can do is he can grab the gun, right? And I'll show you guys here on camera. I got my Glock 17 here. It's completely safe, right? Completely safe. When you deal with this, if you grab the gun from the top like this, right? And the person's holding on the gun like this, right? You guys can see me on camera right now? I can't really see myself. Okay. Yeah. So when you grip the top of the gun like this, right? You're going to violently rip it away from his palm. Okay, so he's holding the gun like this. You have more leverage because you're grabbing it over the top like this. And you're going to violently, and you can twist it really that way or the other way. Whichever way is more advantageous to you. You know, you just have to really put your trunk into it. And if you don't rip the gun away completely, he's definitely going to lose grip of it, right? And now you attack him. You're trying to disarm him. His number one thing is, oh, shit, I can't lose this gun. That opens it for your mom to get in as well. So this was his opportunity. Whether he reached over and tried to grab the gun from the top and try to rip it out of his palm or hit him in the back of the head, this right here was the opportunity. So let's keep watching.
I'll also say, I think that the fact that there was 3 people, I think he if this was one guy, I think he does that. But I think he was always scared that if he attacks this guy, the other guy is just going to come and just end him.
But keep in mind, they can't see what's going on because he went into the crevice.
No, I agree. I agree. But yeah, I'm just thinking from nervous, scared perspective, because if it's 100% one guy, I think he does this. I think he definitely does this because you just left him completely, out the loop, right? And but I think he thought the other guys were going to do it. But go ahead.
Yeah. So he's there. So he's addressing the mom now, right? So at this point, his back is to him. He could swing and hit him right there, right? But that's fine. Doesn't do it yet.
Mother managed to call 911, leaving the line open so dispatchers could hear what was happening as the chaos unfolded.
See, he's still distracted. It looks like he's on the outside of the door. While this dude is searching this, he could have, hit him. So what is that, like the third opportunity now?
Yeah, I'm wondering, when a phone is open and it's made a call because they call 911. I'm wondering if this guy saw that at all.
I don't think he did. Because he would have shut up or hung it up if he saw that.
And it would probably be like, oh, we got to get the fuck on out of here too, right?
Yeah, he would have rushed it and he would have been saying all the things that he was saying and he would have hung up the phone. So he definitely didn't know that the 911 call was playing, which is smart from the woman because that gave the police the ability to figure out where they were calling from and locate them.
True. Okay.
I know. Hey, Mario, Alberto, come on with the money, man.
Okay, so now at this point, what he could do is he could say, oh, he's like obviously saying, oh, get the money, get the money. What I could do is be like, hey, I know where the money's at. I'll take you to the money. Right?
So I had a question about this, and you tell me what you think. Mario Alberto is the father.
Mm-hmm.
I think the audio is coming from this guy. He's saying the name, but he's not talking to the guy. That guy's in the front room.
Say that again. You said he said Mario. You said
you could go back a little bit. It says Mario Alberto, give me the money, and that's coming from him. Which
hold on, let me do that again. So get the fuck off, man. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, there you go. Yeah, he does say his name. Yep.
Now, I'm wondering if they knew that was the father, or maybe they're just saying it to thinking it's the son. But they're saying the name of the person that's not in the room, or maybe he's shouting it out, maybe thinking that the father is thinking in distress, I'm about to murder your family.
Could be that, or he could just not know who Mario Alberto is, whether it's the son or the father. He might not know.
That alone, if I'm a detective, I'm saying this is 100% targeted, right? They know a name. It is. Yeah. They know a name. They're in there. They're saying the name. They're not even saying it to the right person, and they're just saying it in a way to say, we have the drop on you. We're here for a reason. Give it up, right?
100%. Yeah, this is what's called the RIP crew. So, like, because like I said before, typically in drug trafficking organizations, blacks don't hold high positions to get large quantities of drugs or large quantities of money from drug proceeds. So what ends up happening is they rob people higher up in the drug trafficking organization. Happens all the time. So he says, yeah, hi, Mario, Alberto.
Money, man.
So he's saying, get the money.
Okay, ow!
Okay, bam, back to him again, right? Because at this point, this dude is down here like on his knees, right? His back is to him again. Another opportunity to hit him upside the head.
I also have another question too, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
I wonder what's behind that closet. The reason being is that he allowed both of them to kind of be down there. I don't know if it's a safe or something.
It might be.
Because it felt like he thought he was going to get the money from them being there rather than grabbing them and saying, where is the money? It was like, give the money. And so I don't know if maybe there's a little compartment there or like a safe, but it felt like he wanted her to like reach into somewhere or unlock something. He doesn't say it and give the money there. But that was interesting. I always wondered what's behind there.
So it's clear from the way they're moving, he knows that there's money in the house, but he doesn't know exactly where.
Yeah.
And it seems as though he has some semblance in his mind that the woman is going to know where the money is. Because if you notice, he puts a significant amount of way more pressure on her than the guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Because he should be putting the pressure on the guy because he's the able-bodied one that could hit him. But his attention is to the woman, which actually the 20-year-old son should have taken advantage here as well. Because it's obvious that he knows that she knows where the money is.
I'm gonna smack out you.
I will give you whatever you want.
Go give me the.
Yeah, see more opportunities for him to get up and
Let me ask you this question. And going back to, I don't know if you know that Detroit guy is like, yo, if you ever have a gun to you, blah, blah. So some people actually say, do not listen to guys like that. And they say the reason why I don't listen to guys like that is that, and maybe that's why he didn't act. Maybe he's thinking, if I try to hit this guy, it now increases the chances of him firing this gun, and him firing this gun this close range, somebody's getting shot, and it's most likely my mother. And I'm trying not to antagonize him. He doesn't have tactical skills, so it's like, why am I going to hit him? Probably has a 20% chance of working, but it's probably has an 80% likelihood of my mom getting shot.
Yeah, and what you just described, Ak, is probably precisely what was going through his head, which is why he didn't do it, right? Now, if like going back, just putting myself in this scenario, I would do something because I would rely on my training. I know I'd be able to disarm this guy because obviously he doesn't have the wherewithal to understand that he didn't put me in a real position of disadvantage. He doesn't really have her in too much of a position of disadvantage. She still has her hands free. She still can grab the gun if she wanted to. If she was tactically skilled, she could actually grab the top of the gun and swing it away as well. So at this point, if I had a sloppy robber like this that's turning his back to me, give me opportunities, I would rely on my training and take the chance at the most opportune time. But he didn't, which is why he didn't do anything.
The money then.
Okay, that's
Come on. You get where you move
Oh
to.
my God.
Yeah, so see, he was there the whole time. He could have made a move.
I'm getting up.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna smack out your son.
Oh, okay, I'm going.
Come on in.
Okay, now at this point,
by
I
the
would
way,
say, I know where the money is. Let me take you.
Okay. So
Right.
By the way, do you think it's odd? You know what's a little bit odd to me?
Yeah.
Ever since the son walks in, he barely says anything. His mom is frantic. She's like, he doesn't even interject. It's kind of like his demeanor is almost like he knows his mom is into some shit. Like that's why. So his mom is explaining, but rather than saying, "Yo, we don't got no money here," like he could have said that. "Yo, we don't got no money here," or
Yeah.
"Yo, bro, chill, hold on, chill." Like he doesn't say anything, as opposed to he's looking to see how his mom is gonna play it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, he might be slow too. That was something else that came to my mind, is that he might be a little, slow.
He didn't look slow when he was outside with the dog. Like it felt like.
Yeah. Like, maybe not the fastest of reaction people, and he's not trained either. So obviously that's going to dull his senses as well.
All right, where the money? Go get
Okay, so where's the money? Go get it, right? All right, so bam, bro. See, once again, has the woman at gunpoint, right?
Go get it.
It's right here.
Dog is there.
Okay, so now she points something. She said, "It's right there." That tells me that they're now on a mutual ground of, I'm done playing dumb. You've done hit me with the gun enough. You got it. Just take the stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can see he hits her for like, I guess, one more time for safety. Like, by the way, I'm not like trivializing this, but he does it again to be like, all right, I'm serious. So give me the money. And I think that's where the frustration starts. But the father is also kind of in the back watching, right?
Yeah, and they're probably already pretty hot right now at this point because they've been here for a little bit. They don't have the money. They don't know where the money is. The dad's arguing The mom's not being cooperative, so they're already frustrated and mad because they probably wanted to get out this bitch in like, less than a minute. Okay, so now he's dealing with the second guy, right?
Yeah.
And he puts him to the floor. And this is kind of where the opportunity missed, because while this guy was dealing with the mom, he could have fought with this guy, disarmed him real quick, or hit him with a shot and then use him as a body shield, because inevitably we know his friend's going to turn around and shoot at him, right? So he could have done that as well. Grab him in a chokehold, put him in front of him, put the guy in a precarious situation where, oh shit, he has my friend in a chokehold. Am I going to shoot? Or if he's dumb enough, he'll just shoot anyway because he didn't have much, trigger discipline. Like a lot of these thugs don't have trigger discipline.
It's shocking to me that he never took the shirt off his head to even see what's going on.
Yeah, and he never took an opportunity. I think the best opportunity he had was when they were in the room and it was 1-on-2 with the kids. Yeah. That was the best opportunity.
And by the way, chat, I'm not blaming him. I think he holds absolutely no blame. Being scared in this situation, you don't even know what you would do, whether it's you guys or me, myself. We're not trained.
And this is a 20-year-old kid, bro. You know what I mean? Like, bro just graduated high school. He's a child, basically.
Yeah.
So, and you could tell he's like shy and timid and stuff like that.
Hey, this part I never got. She pointed that the money was there, but now they're bringing her the opposite way. Why?
They probably, it's not enough. They know there's more.
Oh, okay. So you think they got some bread and it was like, oh, it's not, you think I'm fucking stupid? Like there's more money in this motherfucker, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, look at the son. The guy is now occupied by the two kids who keep running around. They keep running around. And, the son, he's just kind of sitting there. Would you have taken this opportunity to, the other guy is, once again, back turned to you, not focused on you, one gun in the room. Would you have taken this opportunity here?
I think at this point, this would have been tough. I think he fucked up once he let the guy put him on the ground in a position of disadvantage. This is a really bad spot to be. And for the idiots out there that'll say, oh, bro, use him as a human shield. Again, what I'm saying is opportunities are very quick. If you fucking hit him with a quick punch and disorient him, you just grab him by the neck and spin him around, and then bam, you got him in a chokehold, right? And you're putting him in between you and the other guy, because presumably once you sock that dude, because let me show you where I would take the opportunity. Let me show you. So he fucks up. They leave the room now, right?
I'm getting up.
Just hold on. All right, where the money? Go get it.
So he takes the mom.
Go get it.
It's right here.
Hey, where's the money?
Open it.
Boom, pistol whips her, right? So he's preoccupied with her now at this point. And then this guy, right, at this point, he can't see what's going on, which is also bad. He let this guy get his shirt over his head. But if he had his shirt over if he was able to see, or if he was trained, because you can still hit somebody without knowing where they are. Hit him one time and fucking grab him by the neck. Because this is dangerous to be right up on him like this with a firearm in your hand, right? The closer the proximity, if someone is trained, they can disarm you pretty quickly. Obviously, this guy isn't. But this dude is preoccupied with the girl, with the mom. So he could have potentially made something happen here. But again, the real opportunity, I think, was when they're in the bedroom. Like being here now, it's tough because you got two assailants and one person's already hit in the head. So it's unfortunate, man. And really, guys, there's no perfect answer here, right? We're just giving other options that could have been taken. But I think the bedroom was the best place where he could have made a move, because the dude took his eyes off him on two different occasions that we just saw.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that's the bad part, because now he's in a very bad, what's called a POD, or position of disadvantage.
Hurry up. Just hold on.
It's so sad watching the kids who kind of realize something's going on and they can't do much.
Open. Where is that? This ain't all. Man, you gonna play with me? So I see y'all got to violate.
No, please don't. Like, that's all the money we have.
This ain't nothing.
That's all we have.
Oh, so you're right about that. They keep saying, you think we're stupid? Like, yo, we're about to have to violate you now. Like you're just lying to us. Okay. Yep. And she's trying to say this is all the money we have.
Because things are escalating, this is where, if he wanted, he could have said, hey, I know where a spot for the money is. And then you can drag one of them away, or try your best to move one of them away.
Well, what about this? Shit, if I knew where the money was, I would probably be like, yo, no, hold on. There's some more here. Kind of get them, because you still got to be in the mindset of, if they get this fucking money, I don't care how much it is, they're gonna leave. We just need these motherfuckers.
You can also
leave.
lie too, because like remember, he's in a really bad position, disadvantage now. So at this point, he needs to get back in a position where he can be effective. So he can use a ruse, right? Hey, I know where some money is, or I got my money. Let me take you guys to that, right? But that would require them to put his hood back up and stand up, which gives him, a chance to make something happen. Because now he can see, and now he's on his 2 feet again. So he could have used that as a ruse as well.
It's all we have. Oh my God, it's all we have.
Okay, now this is where all shit breaks loose, right?
Yeah.
Gunfire, he looks up now. He can see what's going on.
Oh my God, no.
Now they have their backs to them.
Oh my God, no.
This is another opportunity that could have been taken.
Yeah.
Right? Obviously, this is horrible.
They could have ran to the room and locked it.
They could have. Yep. They could have. And I'm shocked that they don't have a weapon in the house somewhere.
I
but
think
this
they
would
do.
have been a golden opportunity to run.
I think they do. I think that there's another room or some other place. I don't think they ever went there. And that's the problem, right? And, also with having a weapon, like, obviously you, but, like, shit, like, a nigga like me, I'm going to make sure I got a weapon in every room. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to make sure where I'm like, I don't care what room we think we're in. We're in the bathroom. I might pull it out. From underneath the shitter. Like, it got to go down. It got to go down. They probably have, like, many families, maybe one gun, and it's probably in a place that requires you to go to, maybe
Combo.
put in a code, all of that, and it's just not accessible. So that's another thing about having a gun. Like, everybody think, I have a gun in the safe. Well, how accessible is it?
And also, keep in mind, bro, most homes in the United States, if you walk into the kitchen, a lot of the times that's the back door. So the front door is either somewhere here or somewhere behind them.
Ooh.
Right? So they could have potentially ran at this point. Let's see here.
It's all we have.
Wait,
Because
hold
look,
on,
their
hold on,
attention
hold on.
is off.
Hold on. Now. You just brought up a really fucking good point. Now,
Yeah, this is a back door.
No. Is it? Could it be a multifamily though? Because maybe it's a multifamily, and that's just because if there is another entrance, I'm wondering if maybe they would find it abnormal that someone is coming to the back door for a package.
Yeah. I mean, it might be the place where they drop the package off for that route. There's a whole bunch of reasons, but
You are right about that. I should look up that house. I'm gonna see if I can look it up and see the layout of it, because you're right. It's not
Do you have
normal.
the Addy? I could look it up right now. Do you have the Addy for it?
Hold on.
We could probably find it. Someone in chat's gonna find it for us.
Yeah, it's abnormal that the entrance to the house is a kitchen.
Yeah, I think that's the back door, bro. There's got to be one other door somewhere. This strikes me as like a simple single story one family house. So there's got to be another door somewhere. I would be willing to bet this is the back door. So they could have made a run right here. Because look, at this point, they got completely no vision on them. They're in the kitchen. There's a line of sight, disparity here. Because if you move to the left, now they can't see you. So, and I'm assuming the front door is either here or behind them. But we could look. Does someone have the address in chat?
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. Or I'm looking for it.
I know someone's going to pull it up.
Yeah, and Chad, even saying these things about having a weapon, you know what I mean? Listen, you obviously hope these things never happen. But like, you then wish if it does happen, that you have your weapon loaded, close to you, and that's also one of the things that weapon could be used against you too, right? Shit. Sometimes I think about it because sometimes I be just having guns laid around. You know what I mean? Like, I'll leave that gun in this room, and I realize I'm like, wait, if somebody came in, you don't want them to grab your own gun, right?
Yep.
I'm looking up through the court documents. Okay. All right. It gives not the exact address, but it tells kind of where it's at. Hold on. Oh, actually, I might find it in a second.
You might find it.
It's 94th Avenue Northwest.
Okay.
You just got to get the number. Okay. 212 94th Avenue Northwest, Coon Rapids, Minnesota.
Do you see it on my screen here?
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's it right there, right?
yeah. Hold on, let me see here. Let me compare it back to the video.
No, it's no. I see it. I see it on my thing. Look across the street behind you.
Across the street? Okay. This one right here?
Yeah, right there.
Okay.
No.
This one, right?
It has a driveway. I see it. Wait, do you have? Let me just make sure you're seeing. You have just type in 212 94th, and then I didn't move at all. I just spun around.
Okay, so 212 94th Ave, Coon Rapids, Minnesota?
Yeah,
Northwest. Okay, yeah. So I did click that.
Okay, yeah. You go there. And
Right here on the bottom right?
No, just click the top one. Click the top one. Yeah, right there. That's it.
That's it right here. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Yep. So let's see here. What the fuck?
And Loki, we probably could even pull this bitch up on Zillow and just kind of figure
we
out,
can. We can.
you know, just figure out like the layout of the crib. It's 3
So
bed.
let me just make sure I have this right.
Yep, that's it.
Yep. Okay. Yep,
3
that looks
bedrooms,
like the
2
house.
baths. That can't be the only entrance.
Yeah,
But it does look like there's no other walkway though, which is I think that is the package path. But it can't be the only entrance and exit.
Yeah, there's got to be an exit over here somewhere. Let me see. Let me try.
Especially it's like a backyard, right?
You said you want to put it in Zillow, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of have it. I have it up as well. But so what I see is that it's so old, built in 1957, hasn't been on the market in a long time. There's no like pictures of it, inside or whatever.
Yeah, there's no interior, but there's got to be a second door, bro. It might be this way. Most single family homes in America, this is a standard single family home. There's got to be a back door going out this way. Let me go. We'll go back. So they shoot the shots. Now they're out of sight. This is where.
I found it. I did find it.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay. You got a link?
This shit was on the market a long time ago. Okay, so this is what you do. Type in this, and you're gonna see the kitchen too. Wow, it's old pictures, but they're good. So just type into Google.
Okay.
212 94th Ave, Northwest, Coon Rapids, Minnesota. No, not into Google Maps. Just type it into Google.
Yeah, just into Google. Yeah, I'm gonna copy and paste it.
And then put pictures afterwards. And then there's a realtor.com. There's a realtor.com website with it.
You said hit images?
No. Realtor.com. Second link.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
There you go. And then the pictures of that, it's snowy then, but that's the house. So if you just click on the pictures, and then you'll see there is a entrance on the other side. So when you go down.
I knew it.
Yep. So that's, go down. It's a picture below. Right there.
Bam.
Right there. So it goes out, but I don't know if it leads to another road or whatever, but it's kind of odd how it is set up. And then when you go down again, you're going to see the kitchen and 2 pictures down or 3 pictures
So this
down.
is the kitchen here.
Yeah, no, you're going to see inside the kitchen. So keep scrolling. And it's how
it looks like there's
right
3 doors, bro. Look, there's 3 doors. One here, one here, and then the other one.
Yeah. And it just goes into a backyard. But maybe there's like just a different level that it's on. And that's one of the doors coming in, clearly.
Yep.
And wow, that's the living room.
Yeah, that's the living room. So interesting.
It's kind of eerie now looking at this because this shit kind of matches the fucking crime scene so much, huh?
Yep. Okay.
Oh, there's the basement. See, that's the basement.
Yep.
Now, here's the thing. I think if those guys were patient, I guarantee the money's probably in the basement, bro.
Probably.
They whatever they got more than what those guys were looking for. It's in the basement or some crawl space.
Yeah.
And they had some quick money that was accessible in the main area. But whatever stash, if they were keeping it for somebody to pick up, or if this is some drug stuff, they got that shit in the basement, probably with some extra double locks on it. You get what I'm saying?
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised. But the good thing is we know that there's multiple exits out of this home. So this is a valid strategy that we were talking about here, where they could have made a run for it.
Yeah.
With no mercy, one of the intruders turns on the father, 39-year-old Mario Alberto Trejo Estrada, and a single shot to the head ends his life in the entryway of the home.
Okay, so now they come back at this point.
Hey, by the way,
notice how he chases right after the woman.
Yeah, and by the way, here's the thing too, though. Here's the thing. Remember, because of the narrator, it says the person who got killed was Mario Alberto. When they were in the room, they're saying Mario Alberto. So that's the person who they know, but the woman is a person of interest too. So what I think it goes back to what you're saying. Both of them are involved. They just feel she knows where the money.
Yeah. Yeah, because women are typically the money couriers in drug trafficking organizations. Okay, so he gets up, right? Now he's in a weird position because he's literally in between these guys and then that dude with his mom. And he goes to address them, which wasn't a good move. I would have ran back towards my mom because at least that one's a one-on-one and I got my mom over there, right? So he runs towards his dad. And look, again, this is 2020 hindsight. A lot of people would just react this way because they're looking at their father getting killed. So they're going to try to come in instinctively.
Wait, go back. They shot the father again, right? There was a single shot first.
Yep, it looks like they shot him again.
And they shot him again.
Here, we'll rewind it.
By the way, trigger warning, guys. I know it's not the best situation to be looking at, but we're kind of analyzing this from like more of a forensic kind of like analyst. We're definitely Monday morning quarterback and everything too.
But if someone is in the chat right now, this could happen to them, and they can kind of be more quick-witted, right? God forbid this happens to them.
Yeah, hey, listen.
No mercy.
Remember, niggas try to break in my house. This is why I think niggas who try to break in houses, I think they all should get a death penalty. Hey, by the way, chat, I'll let you know. So there's somebody who's called the victim, like they represent the victim, right? During all these when cases like this happen, they reached out to me. So one of the guys are about to get sentenced. And remember, I told you I was ready to take the stand. I couldn't wait to take the stand. I was going to put Charleston White to shame. I was going to be up there singing like a Tweety Bird. But the girl who did the setup in my situation, there was a girl in. I told you the story, right? You ever heard the story?
Yeah, you did. You did tell me, yeah.
The girl who did the setup, they basically kind of got to her and threatened her like, "Yo, you're facing 20 because in New Jersey, an attempted home invasion with a weapon is a home invasion with a weapon. It's not about." Even if you didn't take anything, they didn't even get inside, but they got charged like they got inside, which is thank God for Jersey on that. So they went to the girl, right? She's called hook, line, and sinker. Everything she put in her phone, she texts everything. She deleted it. They got it back. She took pictures of my house, which she sent to her boyfriend, which is the layout of here. This is how you need to navigate. Right? Because she was going to pretend to be asleep. They recovered everything. So they got her hook, line, and sinker, and they said, yo, you're never going to shed a kid. You're not seeing your kid for 20 years. You're fucking cooked. And she turned state witness on her boyfriend because at first, you know what was ill? When she got caught, remember, so the cops come to the house. She's acting like she's still sleeping. I look at the camera. I see she opens the door, blah, blah. They go arrest her right then. They walk her out. She's looking at us, and she's crying. She's like, well, why is this happening? I'm like, you fucking bitch. I'm like, I should have fucking executed you. Anyway, they walk her out, and because they need more for the arrest warrant. They could have arrested the guys with the guns, but they actually, Jersey's so pussy, they let him go. Because they were chasing them.
Pussy on that.
But they actually let that girl go that day too. So they lock her up for a while, they interrogate her, but they let her go. And they let her go but kept her phone. And they had to wait for a warrant for the phone to get all the PC to arrest her. Right?
Gotcha.
When she gets let out the same day, you know who picks her up? The boyfriend.
Suspects?
The same
Yeah,
guys.
retarded.
They pick her up because they didn't leave
Retarded.
Jersey yet. They were like just kind of hiding out because now they kind of, it wasn't a stolen car, so they send it out to all the Jersey like cops to say, yo, y'all see this license plate? They just evaded us in a chase. Get them. So they lay low and try to figure out a way how to get out of Jersey sneakily, but they then pick her up at some
Idiots.
random location. She told, the cops sat on it. So the cops surveilled her when she got out of jail, and she goes to meet with them. They actually did
And
not.
she didn't know the cops. She wasn't cooperating at this point, right?
She wasn't cooperating. Actually,
not
when
yet,
she
okay.
went back, she was even posting because she was basically almost like, oh, I'm riding for my man or whatever, and they basically then lock her up, and the PC they come with, and they basically say, yo, you're facing all this. She turns on her boyfriend, and she don't know the other guy like that, and she's cooperating against them. She's getting some sweetheart deal, but it basically forced the other guys to say, yo, you're fucked. Like, we got you on all these things. You're fucked. They're all doing pleas. Look like nobody's going to try. But I say all that to say, the victim person came to me. They said, well, you can't take the stand, but you could write something for the judge to consider. You know, that Cassie letter? They said you could write a Cassie letter, and you could also, if you want restitution, because, you know what I mean, maybe you have to get therapy for mental whatever, or they took stuff and broke stuff. Chat, if y'all seen a thesis paper, y'all gonna see one when my shit gets submitted. Like, listen, if I could convince that judge for the mandatory maximum, yo, I'm gonna write a motherfucking, I haven't written a fucking essay since college, but I will today.
Shit. All right.
Anyway, continue.
I'll go back to it. So they could have ran.
One of the intruders
Oh, this is okay. We're going back to the first shot, right?
turns on the father, 39-year-old Mario Alberto Trejo Estrada, and a single shot to the head ends his life in the entryway of the home.
So after he shoots, they had a few seconds here to kind of, regain composure. This is where he could have got up because, so he does get up, but he runs towards his dad. They shot him a second time. You saw that?
Yeah. And by the way,
Here he is right here.
and by the way, back up a little bit, slightly.
A little bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, keep going. I'm gonna tell you when to stop.
Okay.
Shot to the head ends his life in the entryway of the home.
I'll go back this way.
With no mercy,
No,
one of the intruders turns
keep
on the
going,
father,
Keep going or
Yeah,
go
no,
back?
keep
further?
going.
Okay.
39-year-old Mario Alberto Trejo Estrada, and a single shot to the head ends his life in the entryway of the home.
Okay, right here. Pause right there.
Yep.
And you'll know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
That's the moment the robber, I think he was making the decision, do I kill everybody in the house? Why?
Yep.
He knows, he even looked at the camera bare face. He knows his face is being shown. As soon as the murder happens, he covers his face running back in the other room. As if he's trying to say, fuck, now I can't be detected, right? But you've been showing your face the entire time. So you could show him running in that room. You see him kind of try to cover his face while the whole time he's never worried about covering his face.
Yeah.
So I think at that point he was thinking, how do I get out of this undetected? And he started thinking, witnesses, I gotta kill him.
And keep in mind, bro, this dude skips over a very viable threat here, a 21-year-old guy, to go after the mom. So that's important too.
Yeah, true.
That's another thing that makes me realize he's not tactically trained. Like you got to deal with the bigger threat first. So he turns his back to him like a fourth time now. What? This is the fourth time now he had his back to this guy?
Yeah.
Shoots him again, kills him. And then this is when he runs after her.
Yeah, but again, remember, he's making a
And this is
decision
where he
now.
shoots.
Yeah, he's making a decision. I told you, he's holding a thing over his face. He's making a decision. Yo, she's gonna be testifying against me. I'm gonna be cooked because of this. And also, I think as well with him, it's like a bank robber where they hear the bell go off and they're like, we need to be out of here in 30 seconds. Cops is coming. That's the only way we get out. He no longer was, come on. He was like, I'm making the decisions now. I'm out of this bitch.
Yep, exactly. And he shoots her to get rid of the witnesses. But he made a mistake because he ran right by the 20-year-old, bro. So this is what, the third or fourth opportunity now we've identified that he could have made a move. This guy turned his back to the 20-year-old like 3 or 4 different times now. So boom. Now the kid runs over. This guy's over here. And now they deal with him. Now the other guy's running back from shooting the mom. They shoot him, I think, once. Looks like he's grabbing his head. And that looks like to be the kill shot. So it looks like he was maybe pleading with them because obviously they edited the video. Who knows what could have been happening there? We didn't see. But going into the kitchen with two suspects, you know, for his dad wasn't the move. He should have ran after the guy that went after his mom.
Hey, by the way, you could tell, you know, they don't know the house that well. The guy thinks, because the kids are now acting hysterical. And you know, I'm not going to give these guys no type of grace. They're fucking scums. Not saying they were not trying to kill the kids, but you can see he was trying to create that separation. He was grabbing this like dresser thingy and thinking it's a door that he could move in front of the door because he knew the kids were going to run over and maybe, you know, just do a lot. And obviously there's two corpses here at this point.
Yep. And he just and he saw his mom too.
Yeah.
The terrifying footage continues as the intruders turn their violence toward the mother and her 20-year-old son, all while the two young children are still in the home. The victims are later identified as 42-year-old Shannon Patricia Youngworth and her son, 20-year-old Jorge Alexander Reyes Youngworth, leaving the two young children in a state of unimaginable trauma. The intruders rushed to...
See, this is the poll camera footage that they did not know existed. That's what got these niggas caught. The drug task force had a poll camera on this house, and that's when they saw this thing. And I've had poll cameras on drug cases before.
No, I think this is across the street, though.
Yeah, it is. But the police put this poll camera up.
Okay. All right, I mean, because it kind of points. It's not just a general road camera, or like, oh, you want to see what's. It kind of is pointed at to see what's coming in and going out of that situation right there, right?
Yeah. If I had to make a bet, it was which poll?
Yeah.
Maybe this poll right here.
So you think they would put it on like maybe some utility type thing?
Oh, yeah. You always have to put it, because the thing is you have to put it on, when you do a poll camera, you have to put it on one of these so that you can steal the juice.
Okay.
So that's why. So, yeah, it's definitely not this poll camera because the car is parked right here. So it had to have been further back. So it was probably either, I'm willing to bet it's maybe this one right here.
No, I think you're right.
Right here somewhere.
I think you're right.
So,
because they use
poll
extra
cameras are
zoom.
very common. Poll cameras are very common in drug trafficking investigations, and the reason why is because you want to see everyone coming in and out of the house and identify license plates. That's why poll cameras are so important in drug trafficking cases. But these two idiot dummies that robbed these dudes didn't know that.
Hold on, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
How would the poll camera look? Like, what noticeable?
Okay, without me, I'll just say this: it's gonna look like a regular box.
Oh, so it wouldn't look like a camera?
Hell no.
Oh,
no. It'll look like a regular ass box.
So it looks like a utility box or something that kind of blended in. Oh wow.
And it's so good that even when the utility guys go out there, they won't even know that it's a camera.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. When you put these poll cameras up, bro, it's really sophisticated.
Do you have to get some type of permission from the energy company?
No. Like you kind of. It depends on how sensitive your case is. You could notify them in some cases, but in other cases, it depends on how covert you want to be.
Really? That's kind of
most of the time I used to not notify them. Like you just put that shit up, and then the government is your tech guy, because there's a tech guy that does all this shit. He has like a switcher that just steals the energy from there for the poll camera, and they don't know.
Really? That's
like they don't tell the light company anything. They just they'll just maybe sometimes give a courtesy notification. But yeah, this is from the poll camera.
Destroy evidence before fleeing the scene.
See, got them niggas, bro.
Yeah, by the way, that's a really good fucking camera. If we're thinking it's where it's on that utility pole, yo, to get the fucking license plate from that far, shit's good.
Bro, poll cameras are really good, bro. I had so many of these when I was on a job. They're a lifesaver, bro. What I used to do, I'm giving you guys a little bit of sauce here. I would have poll cameras on all the stash houses and the main target's house when I did my drug cases. So every trap house, I'd have a poll camera. And then I have a poll camera on the main guy's house. And then if the girlfriend was heavily involved, I'd have one on her house too.
Okay, so how much...
keep in mind, you don't need any judicial paperwork for it. You don't need a search warrant. You don't need an affidavit. You don't need shit. Because right to see, it's a public area.
Okay, but but you still need manpower to kind of review the videos, or is it something like the Ring camera where it could just kind of isolate to movements?
It goes into a feed. Like when I was with the government, you get a login and you just log in through your website portal and you could just monitor it all day. You can move it, you could do all that. Dude, I used to do it from my phone, bro.
Jesus.
Yeah. I used to look at. I remember there was one drug trafficker I was looking at. I had a pole camera on his house and then on one of his stash houses. I would be looking at his house all day, bro. I'd open up my phone, double check, go through some of the footage, and then pull it out. This is why pole cameras are so, like, they're very good, bro. And you can see here, you can zoom and go back and everything, and you can get the camera. The camera's very clear. You get plays just like this. And these idiots didn't know that.
Yeah.
This is what sealed the deal for them.
Yeah, this car.
Unaware that nearly every moment of their crime had already been captured on camera. Meanwhile, inside the home, a heartbreaking act of bravery unfolds. The older...
And I think when the detective sits with him, I think the detective told him it was a pole camera.
Oh, he did?
Oh. I think he did. Let me go back to the interview.
Officers were faced with a horrifying scene.
By the way, I will say that police officer, I do give him a lot of credit. He was very calm, being a first responder to that scene. Very calm, not knowing if it's an active shooter situation or if everything is done. There's kids in there, and we've seen just notoriously in other situations. They're like, yo, okay, there's a dead body. We can't confirm if there is an active shooter. Let's fall back and kind of move tactically in trying to clear the area before even doing anything. And he was there, and he calmly talked to that kid. And he
made the right decision.
Yeah,
he definitely made the right decision instead of running in there, because obviously you don't know what you got. You see two dead bodies. You don't know if the assailant's still there. So him getting the kids out first, then clearing it after, definitely the right approach. So he brings this guy in.
Yeah.
I know. Do you know the incident on Dr.
This guy's trying his best to play dumb, huh?
Leading straight to the interrogation.
What was that?
That guy's trying his best to play dumb.
Yeah, it's actually hilarious.
Do you know the incident I'm talking about?
No.
Okay. So you have no idea.
I know that somebody got locked up.
Who got locked up?
Somebody. It's a name that you saying.
Who got locked up?
The name that you saying. You said.
Okay, so what he's doing here is he's fishing for information, right, to see what the detective knows, because at this point, he's obviously on edge and he doesn't know what's going on here.
Somebody's name Alonzo or something like that.
Okay. And you know Alonzo?
Yeah, a little bit. I know of him.
Okay. You knew more of just of him, right? You guys go way back.
No.
To Chicago.
Now you could tell here that he's uncomfortable because he didn't think the detective was going to throw that name out, because again, they didn't know that a pole camera was watching the whole time. They thought they dealt with the cameras with the Ring cameras, but they had no idea that the feds were doing a drug investigation on these people.
Oh, by the way, so go back a little bit. He says something which kind of, he says you guys go way back,
right? Yeah.
To Chicago.
Alonzo is the owner of the car.
Oh, okay.
So when they brought him in, they did record checks on all these guys, and that's how he knew that they were both back from Chicago.
Yeah, the cop kept dropping a couple of hints, and I think he was doing it surgically. And obviously, you would notice it seems like an interrogation tactic to be like, I'm going to let you know a little bit more nuggets of what I know that you could. I'm watching you just kind of unfold in your mind, like, yo, this whole shit's cracked. And then now, if you get a place of vulnerability, maybe we could get you to, either cooperate or just confess.
Yeah, so this is the ideal situation, because at this point, they already had the UPS things, they had the cameras, they had the pole camera. They brought this guy in last when they already had everything. I wouldn't be surprised if they brought him in for an interview and they already had like an arrest warrant ready to go, but they wanted to interview him first, see what they can get out. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what they did here.
Yeah, because we don't see him leave, even though it's just the body cam. Hey, or the recorded thing. What was I gonna ask? Where the hell did they found the UPS clothing?
Yeah,
like, yo, you would imagine like they would have incinerated that shit, right?
Yeah, niggas are dumb, bro. Like, I don't know how they found it. Let me see if this says here.
You guys go way back.
No.
To Chicago.
I'll say yeah.
Don't, somewhat of the same level of respect, right?
Yeah, but
we do our
like you said way back, like basically like friends, anything like that.
So now he's fishing to see what the detective knows, because it did catch him off guard that he knows who Alonzo is. So now he's on defense.
No, not friends. No. All right, but you've known him all the way back.
And I used to do this when I was an agent. I would give the suspect an intimate piece of information that only he would know.
Yeah.
As a kind of hint that I got you, motherfucker, and I know who you worked with too, right? And then you can also, right, continue the interview, and then you start to kind of put the screws on him, like, hey, we already talked to him. He snitched on you. I don't know what the hell you're lying for. That's another tactic you can employ.
Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Where are you living now?
Huh?
Where are you living now?
Alone in Minneapolis.
When's the last time you talked with Alonzo?
I want to say like a month ago or something like that.
A month ago?
Like a month and a half, I think.
A month and a half ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Hey, by the way,
So
this is a tactic too, right? Where they act like, yo, the source. They did it to Young Thug. Yo, listen, man. No, you're chilling. We're just trying to find out some more info on that other guy. So, like, yo, bro, like, don't lie to us. He's really the target. We want to know what you know about him. So who's this Alonzo guy? Like, what's up with him? Like, oh, you hang with him? When's the last time you seen him? And it's not like, yo, you fucking guys killed somebody. It makes it seem like they're only looking at Alonzo, right?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, for sure, because they're trying to see what he's gonna release, but he's being very tight. He's keeping his cards to his chest right now, denying, underplaying, lying.
That was already on camera. That was already
Okay, so that was already on. So that was already on camera. They already put on the news.
put on the news. I already showed Alonzo shooting a person. Okay? I don't know if I explained it well to you or not, but the more information I
And there you go. This is exactly what you were talking about. The more I told you, but the more information I tell you,
the less you can tell me.
the less you can tell me to help. So in other words, I already know everything. You better come clean, or else you're gonna make yourself look really stupid when you contradict yourself. When I have everything here.
No, but I was like, you can't tell me about that because I heard about it. The whole world know about it.
Sure.
So now he's slipping over his words. He's like, oh shit.
That's everywhere you go. Hey, you heard about what happened? Somebody got killed in Coon Rapids. 4-5 people. How many?
Common tactic that criminals utilize to distance themselves from the crime. Oh, did you hear about what happened to Coon Rapids? Implying that he wasn't in the area or he kind of heard of it through the news.
People got killed. I don't know. So what I do?
Young Thug did that when they asked him about the bus shooting. There was like, he's like, yeah, I heard about it. Why they say Pee Wee Roscoe did that? Why they say Roscoe did that? That's what Thug did. He kind of did the same thing.
Yeah, that's like fishing for information. He says he asked the cop a question.
4-5 people. How many more people got killed? I don't know. So what I do?
You were there.
So what did I do? Fishing for info?
Wasn't there.
You were. See, you're probably not going to take my word for it or anything, but I'm not lying to you. I'm not making stuff up. We have the poll camera.
So now he's touching his face.
Oh,
He's
you said, ooh, we have a poll.
Yeah,
Yep, we had the poll camera. Yep. So he said it right then and there. That's when I knew. I was like, yeah, they got these niggas. Because remember, the crooks didn't know that there was a poll camera there. This is what sealed their fate right here.
We had a poll camera in the house. When we see you pull up, we see the three of you get out, walk up to the house, just you and Alonzo. He knocks on the door. You don't open the door
That poll camera is what blew this case wide open.
right first, and you start walking away. Because you guys are probably down the street.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you're watching the poll camera live, maybe probably rare, but you see people with guns approach the situations, clearly a crime about to happen.
Yep.
Do you have the duty to act, even though no one has called you, but based on your surveillance, you see that a crime is going to be committed? Now, here's the thing. Caveat is that you acting may now blow the cover, potentially, on the investigation that you've probably spent months on.
Yeah.
Because they might be like, how the fuck did the cops know to respond? Maybe it could be evasive and not tell, the potential victims, but they might be like, oh, yeah, the cops must be sitting on this house.
Yeah, no, you absolutely have a duty to act. Even if you got a Title III wiretap, right, where you're listening to someone's phone, right, it requires an enormous amount of probable cause, right, assuming you're not doing it through a FISA, right, when national security, you're doing it like a typical criminal investigation, drugs, whatever. Bro, I've written a bunch of T3 affidavits. It's like 100 pages plus. It's like a lot of work. And it sucks when you have to notify your target that there's a hit on his life. You remember 6ix9ine, your boy 6ix9ine?
Yeah.
HSI had to notify him that Jim and Shadi were talking about potentially violating him. So they had to go to 6ix9ine and disclose that they had a wiretap, even though he was an active target in the investigation. So yeah, you absolutely have a duty to respond, whether it's a wiretap or a poll camera, if you know that something like this is going to happen and danger of life is imminent. So you definitely have to do something.
Interesting.
He comes outside, so you guys walk back. Okay? On the door there, was a camera. And you had gloves on, you had a mask on, and we're still able to tell it's you.
With a mask on.
Yeah. Okay? And then, who'd you wave on?
I didn't wave nobody.
Alonzo was the fat dude with the fat face that was, this is Alonzo right here.
No,
This
is
is
it or is it the other guy?
Alonzo, the one that owned the car and the one that
Oh
is barefaced,
yeah. Oh yeah. That's Alonzo. This
is Alonzo. And this is the other nigga. I forget what his name is, but this is the dude that's getting interviewed right now.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be honest with you. His build and maybe it's because of the puffy jacket he has on. His build here looks a little bit more slender than his build in the interrogation video. Like
He might have gained some weight, stress. You know, it could be anything.
Is it me though? Like, look at him there.
And
then,
you could tell it's him. Look at his eyebrows and like the way the eye is shaped. It's same dude. Pause. Same skin complexion. And they got him with the voice because he was like, "Oh, the dog ain't big, right?" That's how they also got him with his voice.
he tries to get him to say that statement.
Okay. And then, who'd you wave on?
I didn't wave nobody.
You're sitting in the car and you waved him up.
You said I was sitting in the car?
No, he was sitting in the car. The third person was sitting in the car. You waved him up.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know who that was. I don't know who that was with no mask on, but it showed it wasn't me. You ain't asked me where was I at, or was I somewhere else, or was nothing.
I know where you were, but where were you? And then I'll follow up on that. And
You know I was there already, right? That what you said?
I do, but
He knows he's cooked.
if you were saying you're somewhere else, you tell me where you were, who you talked to, and I'll follow up with them and rule you out.
He's asking about the alibi.
Fair, right?
Did you think that he thought about his alibi before coming into his room? Because he absolutely tripped over this.
Yeah, he did trip over this, and he definitely didn't. He didn't come up with his. Basically, he didn't give this alibi to his girl, which for the audience that's watching, he's gonna say that he was like with his girl and his kid, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But he definitely didn't tell them that.
That's crazy.
Because keep in mind, he didn't know that the cops would catch them this quickly because that pole camera.
When were they arrested? Do you remember?
You say
Like after the murder?
This is February 13th, 2024. When did the shooting actually happen? Let me see. Here, I'll find it right now. It says in the beginning.
January 29.
January 29th of 24?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, literally like 2 weeks later, they already got this nigga in custody. Yeah, 2 weeks later, pretty much.
He comes outside.
February 13th.
So you guys walk back. Okay. On the door there was a camera. And you had gloves on, you had a mask on, and we're still able to tell it's you.
with a mask on.
Yeah. Okay. And then, who'd you wave on?
I didn't wave nobody.
You're sitting in the car and you waved him up.
He's trying to keep the poker face. I see him.
He was sitting in the car.
He's trying real hard.
The third person was sitting in the car. You waved him up.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know who that was. I don't know who that was with no mask on, but it showed it wasn't me. You ain't asked me where was I at, or was I somewhere else, or was nothing.
Where were you? I know where you were, but where were you? And then I'll follow up on that. And
You know I was there already, right? That what you said?
I do, but
Slipped up saying that.
if you were saying you're somewhere else, you tell me where you were, who you talked to, and I'll follow up
let
with
me
them
ask this
and rule
question.
you out.
Let me ask this
And
question.
he's dumb for even coming in and doing this interview, but he's so desperate, as you could tell from his questions, to see what they know, that he accepted doing this interview without a lawyer. Sorry, you're going to say, Ak? What's up?
So let me ask this question. And I'm not trying to get all Batman on people, but I keep telling my audience, I'm like, hey, listen, crime in 2025 is really hard to do and really get away with.
Yeah.
And obviously most niggas are just too stupid to do crime. And
Yeah.
but I also think about, let's try to optimize some of these scenarios and let's see how. And I'll ask you, how do you think they would have been caught? So I'm gonna Batman the situation a little bit, right? It's not your car. I'm assuming you don't have a phone, are you?
Mm-hmm.
If he kills Alonzo, and I know it sounds crazy, and I only say that because supposedly when what's the guy who's cool with Sauce Walker? Sauce Walker got shot and his friend got killed. One of the guys came up dead really quickly. And some people actually theorize that it was a murder for hire and possibly the person who did the hiring got the shooter out of the way to kind of close up loops. Is if this guy, I think he thought he was pretty safe. I think he was a little bit more cautious than Alonzo. Alonzo got his face showing. He's thinking, I don't got my face showing. But here's the thing. Alonzo is probably the tie to him. And obviously they're gonna use like records and stuff like that. But if Alonzo isn't there, or somehow Alonzo dies, how do you think he gets caught?
Assuming that they didn't have Alonzo's car?
No, they had Alonzo's car, but Alonzo is dead.
Got you.
How do you identify him? Because I could tell the way his brain is thinking. I had my mask on. How could you tell it's me? I
Okay,
didn't
so
have a
assuming
cell
Alonzo
phone.
wasn't alive and they didn't
Yes.
get the plate,
Yes.
but I knew who Alonzo was.
And
I would
also,
look-
what they probably did, because he's alive, they probably took that and then traced everything in the back end to find these guys. But if Alonzo is kind of out the way, and he knows now, because they're probably going to also play it like they don't in this situation, but they could play it like, yo, Alonzo already talked to us, like, bro.
They could do that, yeah.
Bro,
they can absolutely play that.
Yo, he told me about y'all in Chicago, this and third. If that loose end is tied up, what do you think?
What I would do, so if I was the guy, what I would, so one thing I used to do, which was, really fucking powerful, is I would do phone toll analysis. So anytime someone is like a criminal, right?
Yeah.
On the day that the crime happened,
Yeah.
you want to look at every single person they called. Because more than likely, the person that they call the most on that day is going to be a co-conspirator of some kind. So anytime I used to do a drug deal, this is what I used to do when I was an agent. I would do an undercover drug deal, right? I'd send my informant in, I send an undercover in, right? He would go ahead and buy the drugs. I would monitor what's called a pen register, right? Have I explained what a pen register is before?
I think you did. I don't really remember what it is.
I'll say it. We got like 8,000 watching. I'll explain it. They might not been watched other episodes. A pen register is what's also called known as a trap and trace. And what this does is it is a real live feed of all phone calls and text messages coming in. Now, it's important to note that you don't get the contents. You just see who contacts. So if I got a pen register on your phone, I'm going to see every person that texts you and every person that calls you real time, but I won't know what's in the content of messages. You need a Title III for that, right? And to get a Title III, you need to have a pen register up. But I would do a pen register, or I would do a phone toll analysis, do a subpoena, get their phone records. And on the day of the robbery, I would look at every single person he called, and the person he called the most, 9 out of 10 times is a co-conspirator. Because when I do drug cases, anytime I did a drug deal, the person he calls before we do the deal and the person he calls after the deal, more than likely 9 out of 10 times is a supplier. And that's how I'm able to work my way up the organization.
Okay. All right.
So that's one way to do it. Another thing they could have done was, because these dudes are probably idiots and had their phones with them, you can do what's called a historical ping warrant. And what a historical ping is you're able to do a search warrant on the phone. It's basically a search warrant. You need probable cause. And you can identify all the polls that connected to the phone. And what that does is, this is really good for murder investigations. What it does is it shows where the individual does to damn near a meter sometimes with the accuracy, because it uses all the different cell sites to put you in a precise, exactly. It triangulates exactly where you were.
Hey, by the way, in off topic a bit, did you see in the situation or the case where they robbed 6ix9ine's house, they used that? Which I thought,
Yes.
I was like, yo, they're using cellular GPS info to catch dudes who did a home invasion. No one got hurt.
Bro, I
Granted,
used to do that.
it's
I
a
used to do that
horrific
too.
crime, but you could tell these cops, at least down there in Palm Beach, they're not playing around. Fuck that.
Yeah, no, and crime like that doesn't happen that much. And I used to do that, those warrants myself, man. So, yeah, dude, it's very, that's how they caught the pipe bomber, the DC pipe bomber. They caught him with the cell site warrant. And it's pretty solid, bro, because that's how they got Brian Kohlberger as well. Brian Kohlberger, 6ix9ine's assailants, robbers, and what was the other one? Oh, and the DC pipe bomber. They used cell site information to get them.
Interesting.
So those are the two things I would use, assuming Alonzo was killed and I didn't have access to talk to him.
Yeah.
It's only fair, right?
That's crazy. You say on the 13th?
The 26th.
The other thing I would do is I would use like license plate readers and or like car. There's scanners all across the highways nowadays where you can see cars coming in and out on highways.
January 26th.
I know I wasn't there. I wasn't at nobody else. I wasn't at nobody's house.
Okay. We go in a crime scene, the whole 9 yards. You're touching your face. You're hitting the
Can I see?
Yeah, I'll grab
You
them.
said I'm hitting what?
You're touching
Okay, that's another giveaway. Oh, can I see the picture? Huge giveaway.
your face. You got a mask on. Yeah. You're touching your face. You're touching the lizard cage. You're touching your face. You're touching different areas. You're breathing through the mask. Okay. We're getting to the point of the evidence is mounting up
Boom, there's the UPS shit.
so high.
That's crazy.
It's hard to get out. Okay.
They probably did a search warrant to find this stuff. I'm assuming the day they brought him in, they probably conducted a search warrant at his house and then brought him in after.
Why do you think they didn't throw that away?
Idiot. I don't know why he didn't throw it away. I'm actually shocked he didn't.
Like burned
But
it?
you know what, bro? They probably these niggas, bro. They probably thought they weren't gonna get caught because they didn't think that the cops would find their license plate. So what I think is, the cops identified them, they got arrest warrants for them, and then they executed search warrants and brought them all in after the search warrants, all one shot. Because these dudes had no idea that the poll camera was there and that they would get caught this quick. They thought they had done it. You know, they were good to go.
There's also audio, and you can be heard on there saying, "Ain't no big dog, is it?
Yep, that's when he gets cooked.
What?
Ain't no big dog, is it?"
Hey, by the way,
What do that mean?
one
Okay,
second.
at that point, he's probably shitting his pants now because that's a very intimate and nuanced detail that only the criminal investigator would know.
And let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
They bothered to try to dismantle the camera outside as they were running out. I wonder why not. Did they not notice the cameras inside the house? Like, if you're walking around, if it's a Ring camera, you would be able to see like that light. Like, why not? I know they're a little frantic inside, but why not plug it out? Like, granted, it's probably in the cloud, but they do none of that. They actually don't even interact with the cameras. They actually, I mean, maybe that's the reason why he put the thing up, but I'm wondering why
They
not
only
try to
took the
tamper
outdoor
with those.
camera. I think it was sloppiness, and then also after that dude shot and killed the dad, they just wanted to get out of there. I don't think that was the plan, was to go in there and kill them. So,
Do you think any possibility any of those cameras in the house were cameras
they
by
might have not noticed
investigators?
them. Oh, what by seized by investigators?
No, hidden cameras by investigators who already had cameras in the house. If we're thinking they're investigating the family.
I see what you're saying. So getting cameras into a house is very difficult. I would be more inclined to think it would be a bug, but doing bugs is not, it's kind of not a thing like that anymore. Yeah, because if you were to bug video, you would basically need to have like damn near a national security case where you know that they're terrorists and you have a bunch of probable cause. Because, okay, I can explain this real quick. When it comes to search warrants, right? And being able to search someone's phone versus, listening to their phone on a Title III or even bugging a house, or searching a house, every threshold you go up requires more and more probable cause to justify it. Because it's already bad enough to listen to someone's phone because there's something called the reasonable expectation of privacy, or we call it REP. The higher the REP, or the reasonable expectation of privacy, the more probable cause you need to justify it. This is why you need more probable cause to get a Title III affidavit signed by a district judge to listen to a phone than you do to arrest them. That's how high the standard is. You need way more PC because not only are you investigating the guy that you're going to be listening to his phone, you're also going to be listening to all the conversations of the people that are calling him. So this is why you need a lot of probable cause. Now, as far as like to put cameras in a house on a drug trafficking investigation, it would be super hard to do that. A bug, I can see that. They've done that before, etc. But to put cameras in a house, I think that would be very difficult to do. And to be honest with you, if the feds did put cameras in the house like that, there's no way this YouTube channel would get it.
Okay.
So it's got to be Ring camera stuff.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so that's what I think. You would just put a bug, if anything, and listen to audio.
Ain't no big dog, man. Not yet.
You tell me
Boom, got him dead to rights. Yeah, I'll play that back so your audience can hear it twice.
on there saying, "Ain't no big dog, is it?
What?
Ain't no big dog, is it?"
What do that mean?
Ain't no big dog, man. Not yet.
You tell me. You
Cooked.
say it?
What I said? What do that mean?
That's what you said when you were there. You also have a very distinct voice.
I don't say nothing like that. I don't know what that mean. What do that mean?
Fake yawn.
Oh, that's just
What does that mean? Fishing for more info.
you said when you're walking up and you're talking
Why would you want
to
me to say it?
the guy in the driveway.
Why would you want me to say it?
So that I can compare it to what I heard in the
Another red flag. Won't say it.
video, right?
I'm not gonna say nothing.
Okay. I'm saying.
You saying you knew I was there already, so why you want me to say it?
Well,
Anything.
I can say that you're there all day. And I can prove that you're there. And I can prove what happened because
You can prove I was there? Sure.
Now, this detective is nice because if it were me, dude, I would have told him, look, bro, we already got enough to bury you. Like, I don't even really need your fucking statement at this point, so you choose what you want to do. And I just get up and walk out and then let another agent come in like 10, 20 minutes later after they cool off and be like, hey, bro, we kind of got you dead to rights. You know, you want to save yourself, we need to know what's going on here. And that's how I would have played it if I was this interviewer. But he's being polite, you know, telling him, hey, you know, I already know, blah, blah, blah.
Sure. Yeah, because everything is on video, man.
26. 26. That's
Yo, I like how he's looking over it like, huh?
Yeah, he's trying to act stupid and shit. It's funny. And he's going to ask him, this is the funny part right here. He's going to tell him, like, hey, you want to take the picture?
Because I had my baby with me.
Okay.
And my baby mama, she wasn't trying to come get him. And I didn't go to work on that day.
Okay. Where were you?
I was in the house.
Is that what you're going to go with? That's what you're going to stick with?
Another thing, one of my buddies from the CIA was telling me this. Whenever someone is looking down as they're telling you something, it means it's a higher likelihood that they're lying. Excuse me, not dying. Lying because when you look down, the part of your brain that is like more about fantasy and storytelling gets activated versus when you're looking up, right? It means that you're honestly trying to recall factual information. So that's another telltale sign here that he's lying because he looked down as he gave that entire lie. I'll rewind it for you guys real quick so y'all can see.
Work on that day.
Okay.
So as he's telling that story, he's looking down. I'm in the house. What was he doing? Looking down as he tells the lie.
Is that what you're going to go with? That's what you're going to stick with? You're never at the house or anything?
No, I wasn't at the house. I see the photos that you got.
Yeah.
At this point, he knows he's caught, but he wants to see it with his own two eyes that they got the video.
He just still photos.
Because he still can't believe it because he's, unbeknownst to him, he doesn't know they had a poll camera the whole time.
So you think he's bluffing?
You still want me to get
Yeah, he thinks he's bluffing. 100% he is.
warm water or cold water? All right. Give me this one. You can grab.
Yep. At that point, he knows he's cooked.
You can hold it if you want.
I don't hold it.
You don't need to.
I need to hold it, yeah, because you know you're going to hold the L here very soon.
You know, I think he's thinking you're trying to get my DNA.
That's a part of the reason why he didn't want to touch it. Facts.
They mentioned early on, we have you breathing, you touched a bunch of stuff, lizard cage, and I think
but he's dumb because they already have his DNA. Like ever since like almost for 10 years now, everyone that's arrested for a felony gets swabbed by the U.S. Marshals, typically.
Oh, really?
So yeah,
involuntary
like,
or they gotta.
If I'm not mistaken, at this point, all felony arrests, individuals are swabbed.
Somebody else.
I know it's you. I can print off a couple more, but I don't know if that's going to convince you or not. But just so you know, I'm not lying to you
I know you ain't lying.
on any of this.
Yep, he knows he's cooked now.
Okay?
All three suspects in the Coon Rapids
That was a Freudian slip right there. I know you're not lying. Implying, because if he's not lying, that means you're guilty.
triple homicide were indicted on multiple counts of first-degree murder, upgrading their
Yeah, and I can edit there, end it there. But no, man, I think, when it comes to this footage, I think we identified 3 or 4 separate times, where he could have, the bad guy had his back to him and he could have taken an opportunity. Obviously, it's only for a split second, right? Or 1 or 2 seconds at most. But there definitely were some opportunities where he could have, if he was trained, he could have taken advantage.
Yeah. Jeez.
So,
all right.
anyway, bro, I'm gonna take off. Did you sleep yet, bro? Or were you up all night?
Nah, I ain't sleep. Well, I started streaming late, but still, we just hit 5 hours. I'm gonna watch the end of the Banks thing, but yo, bro, I appreciate you hopping on, man. Yo,
Hey, bro, it's always really fun. Always coming on, bro. Pause.
Yo, let me tell you, I keep telling everyone, you're my favorite person to do breakdowns of whether it's criminal documents or just unfortunately some crime stuff. I think we both try to pick each other brain, and I think you give some valuable information that kind of helps people understand how the police and how law enforcement thinks when they're going about investigating, if not effecting arrest in these situations. So definitely.
Yeah, no, man, I appreciate the platform, and people they could check me out at Myron Gaines X on all the platforms if they want. And we need to do another one of these. Is there any I'm trying to think if there's any hip hop cases that are going on right now.
Well, Dirk's supposed to be happening in January. I don't think it's gonna happen in January, but Dirk's gonna happen.
Trial?
That's when it's tentatively scheduled for. You know the feds move. Well, you're a former fed.
You wanna? Where's he gonna? Yeah, they do move fast actually. And he probably
it was supposed to be in October. It got pushed back to January. I think it's gonna get pushed again. They're still doing some pretrial motions. They're supposed to start jury selection during about halfway in January. but I think that's going to get pushed back. Let me ask you a question. And
I'd be down to go to trial if you want to go, bro. We would kill it if we went there.
I know you.
And remember, it's federal, so there's going to be no cameras.
Yeah, I know. I know you haven't. I don't know if you've paid attention to that trial a lot, or the case currently. So
I'm familiar with it.
What's happened is that, remember, there's one of the shooters that's a co-conspirator too that we could assume is cooperating because he's not named in the indictment. He's just named as co-conspirator too, and he's a shooter. However, there is another guy who's the guy who flew on the plane with Dirk. His name is O.T. Avani.
Yep.
In every motion now, and they have a bunch of motions to disqualify the indictment and motion to kind of like, dismiss the indictment. Essentially, all those motions are being jointly filed by everyone that's charged except this guy, O.T. Avani. His name is Kevon Grant. His name does not show up on any of the joint indictment. You can tell Dirk is basically paying for everybody's lawyer. And also, the last time they showed up to court, which was
he charged at all? Did he get hit with the information or something?
No, he's charged. He's charged.
But how did they charge him? Did they charge him with criminal complaint? Did they charge him with indictment? Did they charge him with information?
He's a co-defendant. He's charged murder for hire, just like Dirk. But he's not on any of the motions to dismiss, which means his lawyer isn't filing them. And also, the last time they showed up to court, he was the only defendant missing. So he's kind of quietly almost like disappeared or not. There's non-action. I personally think that he's already struck a deal, and I think he's already secretly went into court and pled guilty.
That's why I was asking if he got hit with the information, because one of the telltale signs someone's cooperating is if they got hit with the information. But you're saying he got indicted in the original indictment,
yes,
and then paperwork hasn't been filing on his end to the same degree for all the other defendants. That's what you mean, right?
His lawyer looked like there's nothing going on, and the last time when they showed up to court, all the defendants, he wasn't there. I believe that he went into. We're gonna find out later. He went into court. He pled guilty, just like how 6ix9ine did when he cooperated, and he's gonna do it with the hopes of getting a 5K1 letter. And
is he the only one that pled, or did anyone else plea in the case for Dirk?
No,
the other ones didn't, right?
Well, we haven't heard of a plea. That's the thing. He's just quiet right now. But that's what I'm saying. With 6ix9ine, when he pled guilty, we didn't find out until trial was almost pending for the other guys. So when 6ix9ine pled guilty, it was sealed. It was sealed for a certain time, and then it was unsealed. And they only unsealed it. They only unsealed it when they arrested the guys who kidnapped him, which were 2 other guys. So they arrested, I believe, Nuke and Harv. But before the original 9-tray indictment, 6ix9ine was indicted, and we didn't know he was cooperating until it was unsealed later. I don't know how many months.
You know what? That makes sense. I know. Okay, I know why that happened. Okay, so what probably happened was 6ix9ine cooperated with them, because I know he cooperated pretty quickly after he got arrested.
Yeah.
But the reason why they didn't disclose his guilty plea and that he was cooperating is because they already had a mountain of evidence against these guys on all the other stuff. So 6ix9ine's testimony wasn't really required too much unless dudes went to trial. So they were able to hold off on that guilty plea. However, when these 2 dudes kidnapped him and beat him up and robbed him, well, now he's the central figure of that criminal event. So he's the only witness, right? Obviously, and you have the informant too that was working, but the government would rather burn 6ix9ine, right? Since he is a cooperating defendant versus the other dude who was like an informant, maybe even signed up. Yeah. So that's why I think we didn't find out about 6ix9ine cooperating until after Harv and them got arrested, because he was a critical piece of evidence for that particular charge.
Yeah, and by the way, actually wasn't that long after. It was unsealed a week later. But keep in mind, they had offered him cooperation multiple times.
Way before.
Upon first interacting with them, they kind of gave him the hint that, hey, the walls are closing in. Do you want our protection? He says no. They then, when they first lock him up, they basically ask him again.
I told you the real reason they arrested him, right?
Because of the hit, right?
No, there's another. Well, it was the hit, but there's another thing too. What? So, okay. So I actually told 6ix9ine this shit, and he was shocked. The reason why they picked him up is because, excuse me. So first they intercept the threat on the Title III, right? Jim Jones and this other dude talking about we need to violate him, whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah.
Then they went to him and told him, hey, we can offer you protection. 6ix9ine declined the protection, and he was supposed to go to Mohegan Sun. He was supposed to go to Connecticut to the casinos.
Yeah.
I think he had a performance, or he was meeting up with Anuel or something like that. I forget exactly what it was. Now, HSI New York knew that there was a hit on him, and that him going to Connecticut was going to be a logistical nightmare of surveilling him, right? Because there's 2 offices that cover Connecticut, and I was actually working in Miami when this was all going down, so I kind of knew this shit was going on to a degree. I actually met with some of the task force officers and agents that were involved in that case, and what ended up happening was it would have been too much of a nightmare to follow him all the way to Mohegan Sun from New York City and keep surveillance on him the whole time, and then on top of that, that area is all like tribal land. So that falls under the authority of the tribal police. That would be a fucking nightmare to coordinate with HSI New Haven, HSI Hartford, the tribal police, other law enforcement agencies, because HSI in Connecticut only has like 20 agents between 2 rack officers. It's not many guys. And then you would have to move all your HSI New York guys over there to surveil him. So and then on top of that, there's no guarantee that they're not going to try to kill him at the casino. God forbid they get in a shootout, someone gets shot, someone gets killed, when they knew that they had this stuff on a Title III, so they said, fuck it, we're just going to pick this dude up. So that's kind of why 6ix9ine forced their hand by refusing to take the protection and going to Connecticut, which is a whole other jurisdiction, which would have been a nightmare to surveil.
Can the feds go into tribal, like...
They can, but they would have to notify the tribal police, which is probably another reason why they didn't want to have to do it.
Okay, and by the way, it says Mohegan Sun Casino is owned by the Mashantucket Piqua Tribal Nation, and it's a federally recognized Indian tribe.
Absolutely. It's all Native American land out there, pretty much. So operating over there is it's a lot of red tape, bro. It's a lot of red tape.
Does the tribal people get paid from that? They get paid a lot, right? They gotta get in the bag.
To be a tribal cop?
No. Well, if I'm guessing the casinos go there because they could evade certain type of maybe like local or jurisdictional like laws, right?
That's a good question. I don't know why in particular.
Because it seems like
know...
casinos always pop up there, but they're not necessarily owned by I don't think they're owned by them, right? I
don't know if they're owned by them, but I do know that some
never
of the
mind. It says
casinos
the Mohegan tribe owns it. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, that obviously who owns it in particular, I'm not 100% sure, but I do know that land is tribal, which means it falls under the jurisdiction of the tribal police, and you would have to notify the tribal police that you're working in the area to avoid what's called a blue on blue, which is like a law enforcement incident, because HSI guys are plain clothes, right? If a bunch of plainclothes guys run in with guns, right, to stop a potential shootout that 6ix9ine's involved in, the tribal police need to know that, or else you're going to run into a clusterfuck.
Yeah.
And they probably don't want to notify, the local police about this investigation, so they said, fuck it, we're just going to go ahead and arrest this guy.
Yeah, there's some called Mohegan Tribe of Indians of Connecticut, and there's
Foxwoods, there's Mohegan. That whole area is a bunch of casinos. It's Eastern Connecticut, out in the boonies. For those that are unfamiliar, it's like 2.5, 3 hours from the city.
Wow, interesting.
But nah, man, it's always great chopping up. But bro, we should do the Dirk trial 100%, bro. At least for the first few witnesses.
Yeah, no. I think that's gonna be a crazy trial. But yeah, no, we'll set it up, man. I appreciate you coming on.
Of course, bro.
We'll get back up with each other. And anytime you want to pop on here, just let me know, man.
All right, man. Anytime, bro. Later, guys. Peace.
Peace.